Hello students, I'm Vithya from G.k.jain school. Now I'm going to teach you lesson movements from class 8th. See, we have to know what is movement and what is locomotion. So all of us thinking the movement and locomotion are similar, but it is not true. Locomotion is different from the movement. For example, I'm walking. That is a type of movement. But the movement will take place even when I'm sitting. For example, I'm sitting absolutely, but even though my heartbeat will function, and what are the things present in our body that will function continuously when I'm sitting also. So that is what movement. But I'm walking, that is a locomotion because I'm going from one place to another place. I'm getting displaced from one place to another place. So that is what called as locomotion. Understood? So that movement will take place even when I'm sitting. So that inside our body the organs or functions continuously even when I'm sitting. But locomotion will take place when the body gets displaced from one place to another place. So that is what called as a locomotion. So the movement is defined as the act of changing position or place by one or more parts of the body is known as movement. But locomotion, the movement of organism from one place to another place is called as locomotion. Have you get to understand? See, this movement are classified into two categories. One is voluntary movement and another one is involuntary movement. Voluntary movement and involuntary movement. Voluntary movement means with our conscious, that action takes place with our conscious, means that is voluntary movement. For example, I am writing and I am walking and doing some exercise. So those are the acts or voluntary actions, voluntary movement, because all those things done by with my conscious. But involuntary movement, I am breathing. So without my conscious, I am doing that movement, that action take place. So that is what called as a involuntary movement. Okay, and here, so this movement is a biological process. The movement is biological process and it requires some energy. So when we take a locomotion, that already I told you know, when the organisms get displaced from one place to another place, that is what called as a locomotion. But it is only have voluntary action. It is only voluntary action. So I want to move one place to another. So that is what locomotion. Okay. So this locomotion only done with my conscious. I can do with my conscience. Without my conscience, I will not walk from one place to another. So that is what voluntary. So organism. And this is done only in the living organisms. So living or except plants also living organism, but plant will not displace from one place to another place. But except plants, all the organisms will move one place to another, and it will not require any energy. The energy is not necessary in this type of locomotion. Okay, so this is what movement and locomotion. I hope all of you get understand. Then we move on to the next topic. Next one is we are going to see about how the animals or movement, how the movement take place in the different kinds of animals. Now we are going to see about locomotion of earthworm. How the earthworm moves from one place to another place. See, the body of the earthworm is made up of many rings end to end, and also they are made up of muscles, and you can see many bristles are present under their body. That bristles are called as a setae. So that are connected with the muscles, so which help them to move from one place to another place by the contraction and relaxation of the muscles. So these bristles or help them to contract and relax of their muscles. So because of the muscle contraction and relaxation, they can move from one place to another place. And if you take the cockroach can fly and also they can walk because the cockroach have three pairs of legs. They are interconnected to each other which help them to walk, and also it have two pairs of wings which help them to fly. And also the body of the cockroach is covered by the protective material is called chitin. And birds, if you take the birds, the locomotion of the birds can happen in three ways. One is they can fly, they can walk, and also they can swim. How? Because the bones of the birds are weightless. They are less weight and also they are strong. So which help them to fly. And also the four limbs of the birds are modified as a wings. The tail also is modified as a wings. And the hind limbs are modified as a um, claws. So because of the hind limbs, because they modified as a claws, so which help them to walk on the ground and also they can perch. As the forelimbs are modified as wings, they can fly. With the help of the wings, they can fly. And the breastbone of the birds are modified as a massive flight muscles. So they can hold a massive flight muscles. So that help them to move the wings ups and downs. So because of these features, the birds can fly on the air. And snake, if you take the snake is a long vertebrate organisms, and it has a vertebrae and ribs skins. The vertebrae of the snake and ribs of the snake and skin are interconnected to each other. And also these snake will displaced, they can move because of the slithering movement. What is mean by slithering movement? They can move smoothly. The slithering means can move smoothly over the surface by the twisting and oscillating motion. So that is what called as a slithering movement. So the snake move by the slithering movement. It can move smoothly on the surface of the ground by twisting and oscillating. And also while the movement of the snake, it will create the loops. So when the forward push of the one loop against the surface, the snake will get move forward. When it's the forward push of one loop on the surface, because of that snake will move forward. Okay, so this type of locomotion only happening in the snake. Okay, so when we talk about the fish, the next one is fish. So how the fish moving in the water? Fish swims with help of fins. They have two paired fins and an unpaired fins. You can see the two paired of fins here. So this is one pair and this is one pair. So like this, like that, it has two paired fins, and the body of fish is streamlined to reduce friction while moving in water. And they have strong muscles too, which help in swimming. When a fish swims, its front part curves to one side and the tail part stay in the opposite direction. So you can see here the front part curves. That means head part move in one side means the tail part will stays in the opposite direction of the head part. In the next move, the front part curves to the opposite side. When it is that where the head part comes in the opposite direction, and the tail part also changes direction opposite to the another side. This is how the fish move from one place to another place inside the water. And the tail part. What is the role of tail part? Yes, the tail fin. The tail fin helps in the changing direction. The tail part only helps in changing direction. And another one, so I want to mention about the birds, how the locomotions happening by birds. So as I told you already, the birds can fly because of their features, and also that flight shows flight the bird shows two types of flight. One is gliding and another one is flapping. What is mean by glide? The picture shows the gliding flight. During gliding, the bird has its wings and tail spread out. It just spread out. It will not beat the air by flapping during this gliding flight. In this movement, the bird uses air currents for going ups and downs. So, example, eagle. Eagle is that flight is gliding flight. And next one is flapping flight. This is an active flight because the bird beats the air by flapping its wings. So this is how they use flight feathers for this purpose, for going ups and downs. Okay students, I hope this video will be very useful for you all. If you want more updates on educational videos like this, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel G.k.jain. Thank you.